Valentine's Day not with a marriage, but with a merger that's happened after months of courtship. American Airlines and U.S. Airways are becoming one company. Both American and U.S. Airways have several flights in and out of the Chattanooga Airport. The mega merger creates the world's largest airline company, carrying 130 million passengers. It also means customers will be able to rack up miles across a much bigger network. But some analysts say the merger may bring higher fares.
Ticket prices have been on their way up for the last several years, and this merger is not going to help that any. If anything, this merger will lead to higher prices.
But the two airlines don't see it that way. They say there's not that much overlap between their routes. So, what does the merger mean for Chattanooga Flyers? Both U.S. Airways and American Airlines fly in and out of here. News Channel 9's John Madewell has been looking into local consequences of today's merger. John.
Well, Latricia and Calvin, this Valentine's Day connection has been in the works for several years, and for Flyers here, it seems good news and bad news. One financial analyst tells us he expects prices to increase, but overall air service here should improve. A U.S. Airways flight lands in Chattanooga this afternoon from Charlotte. Raj Ponnusamy was on board. He comes here every month on business.
I think it's going to be good, and when I read the news yesterday, I felt good about it because it would give me more choices actually. I mean, not only from Chattanooga standpoint, but overall.
One man in Chattanooga who has a solid grasp on the business of airlines is Warren Barnett. He's an investment advisor that analyzes companies and trends. He keeps a close eye on airlines. So what can you expect right away?
Well, in the short run, there won't be any change at all because it takes about 18 months to 2 years to really put two airlines together. However, over time, it's probably going to mean higher ticket prices.
How much, Barnett says, depends on many factors such as fuel prices, but he estimates a 10 to 20% increase.
Because there'll be less competition, there may be less capacity. Lower capacity is an effect or increases ticket prices because of fewer cheap seats.
The merger of American Airlines and U.S. Airways will make it the largest carrier in the world, and that will change the Chattanooga Metro Airport's game plan. They will have to sell the city even more to attract more robust service to hubs Charlotte, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Dallas.
And so long term we would be looking at what is the airline strategy as far as growing those hubs and how can Chattanooga fit into that. So if we have an excess of passengers going into Dallas and American Airlines is looking to grow that hub, how can we grow into that market? How can we convince them that our community is the best community that they can put that airplane into?
On the financial side, Barnett says the merger may mean the elimination of some routes, but he doesn't expect it here. He says overall the skies should be brighter for Chattanooga Flyers.
Probably a positive. The reason I say that is because I think we may get better air service out of it. Chattanooga is sort of on the cusp of, I think, a lot of increases in connecting cities.
Now, you may notice small changes at the airport, like one ticket counter instead of two. But the airport says in the short term, you shouldn't see any changes in the flight process. Calvin, back to you.
Thanks, John.